from New York and on the new Hot 97 app. Ebro in the morning on Hot 97.
So Kevin Hart has decided to step down as the host for the Oscars this year when somebody on Twitter pulled up some old homophobic tweets. Now, according to the blogs, the Academy called him and asked him to apologize, and this is how he felt about it.
So I just got a call from the Academy, and that call basically said, Kevin, apologize for your tweets of old, or we're going to have to move on and find another host. Talking about the tweets from 2009, 2010. I chose to pass. I passed on the apology. The reason why I passed is because I've addressed this several times. This is not the first time this has come up. I've addressed it. I've spoken on it. I've said where the rights and wrongs were. I've said who I am now versus who I was then. I've done it. I've done it. I'm not going to continue to go back and tap into the days of old when I moved on and I'm in a completely different space in my life. The same energy that went into finding those old tweets could be the same energy put into finding the response to the questions that have been asked years after years after years. We feed in the internet trolls and we reward them. I'm not going to do it, man. I'm going to be me. I'm going to stand my ground. Regardless, Academy, I'm thankful and appreciative of the opportunity. If it goes away, no harm, no foul.
And 2 hours later, he apologized.
And then, hold on, you want to hear the second one?
No, that was the second one.
That is the second one. The next apology was on Twitter.
Well, what do we have right there, Sean?
I swear, man, our world is becoming beyond crazy. I'm not going to let the craziness frustrate me or anger me, especially when I worked hard to get to the mental space that I am at now. My team calls me, oh my God, Kevin, the world is upset about tweets you did years ago. Oh my God. Guys,
well, yeah.
You get the idea.
So then, yeah, he does go on Twitter and said, look, I made the choice to step down from hosting this year's Oscars. It's because I don't want to be a distraction on a night that should be celebrated by so many amazing, talented artists. I sincerely apologize to the LGBTQ community for my insensitive words from my past. I'm sorry I hurt people. I am evolving and want to continue to do so. So my goal is to bring people together, not tear us apart. Much love and appreciation to the Academy. I hope we can meet again.
Well said, Kev. I know that it's complicated, man, because he could have just came out and apologized like that, but I feel him on not wanting to be a distraction. Like, I don't want to come into this with controversy. That's not fun.
Do you think that if he would have addressed it, right? If he would have been like, guys, I've apologized about this before, and I'll say it again. I was wrong. I was, at that time I didn't think that those things were that bad. But whatever he's gonna say. Do you think that people still would have been like, no, that's it?
Sure, but I think the Academy would have said it was enough.
Yeah.
And I think if he had said, I'm sure 2 hours later after that second video, or the audio we played first, 2 hours later when he apologized, my guess is he went back and heard what I hear, which is like 4 different parts when he's being super defensive. I'm not going back. I've already done this. I'm taking a stand. All those things you're saying, you're in your own head because you've lived through it. But the Academy wasn't checking for you in 2012 when you probably first apologized, or in some interview you did on The Breakfast Club in 2015. They didn't see, I'm making those dates up, but they don't know that. So I would have just come out and said, I'm really sorry that this has happened. I have apologized before. I recognize you didn't know. That's not me anymore. I'm going to delete the tweets. I do not feel that way at all. I love the LGBTQ community. Really, really sorry. Let's move on.
And with the headline, he's refusing to apologize. No. He already apologized.
Right, so you end up playing yourself, though, because now it looks like you will refuse to, but you already have. And you're using the words, I'm taking a stand. Do you want people to associate you taking a stand over homophobic jokes? That's not the hill you want to die on, was being like, I have a right to make my anti-gay jokes.
And by the way, we all still understand taking a stand against people trying to dig up old things against people to harm them now from things that they did 7, 8 years ago.
And as I said earlier, that's a slippery slope, because how many times have we seen an athlete, they pull up something from their Twitter and they said stuff that was mad racist when they were 17 years old. And they still have to come out and apologize, and they should have to come out and apologize.
Well, but he did come out and apologize. He just has to do it now again.
Right, because now you are a mega star. And it's weird for him
level.
because Kevin gets bigger every 2 years. You think he stopped, and then he gets even bigger. So I'm sure that is frustrating, but he's a good dude.
But when you look at it all, it's a mixed bag. So in some ways, I respect him being like, you know what, I'm fade.
Yeah, I do kind of respect it too. I just see how it could have played out differently. And it seems like he now realizes that with the follow-up apology.
Maybe.
Well, Meek might release another album before the end of the year. So somebody on Twitter asked him, yo, can you hit us with another real mixtape? The street's been waiting. And he said, how about I just drop another album before the year's over?
Ooh.
You just dropped
Fire.
that
Man, I'm here for
Another
it, man.
one?
I feel like, look, man, you know, when it comes to artists, you know, especially somebody like Meek that had to, in some ways, claw themselves back from several L's, right? You had the Drake situation, then you go to jail. You and your girlfriend break up in public. Your superstar girlfriend. All of that happened in succession. So now being removed from that, he might just be recording every night, just like whatever. Let's just start doing stuff.
Speaking of which, we haven't even discussed today that Drake and Nicki unfollowed each other on IG. I mean,
Is that something to do with Meek?
What do we do now in life?
Yep. I think so.
What you think? What?
That it has something to do with Meek and Drake being best friends now. Making up over back to back, talking
That
regularly.
is, dude. People need to stop, bro.
What?
Like, if that's why you got, I mean, I don't really care about unfollowing or whatever, but I don't know what that means all the time. But clearly, the internet world says it means that y'all not cool anymore. I don't want to see what you're posting.
Nikki, don't feel bad. Drake's never followed me. So
He unfollowed me years ago. We ain't never getting back.
yeah, so we're good. You're gonna be all right.
That's your flashing light.